Let's build great families.
So many beautiful things come from being a husband and wife, father and mother.
Join us and let's journey together.
Hello! How do we prepare for marriage?
Today's episode is about Usapang mag-fiancé.
Good evening, my name is Paul.
I'm Denise Price and this
Is
is Family Watch Live.
It's at Family Watch. This is where we bring you Catholic conversations.
At Family Watch, we believe that the path to the renewal of society and the transformation of the church begins in and through the family by strengthening marriages, empowering parents, and bringing families closer to Christ.
Yes. Again, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are.
Yes.
Just write at the comment section
Where you're watching from.
Or better, ask questions. Yeah.
So tonight's episode is not about marriage, honey, but it's about preparing for marriage. So we are married 20 years this December and nagpa-flashback yung mga natin, preparations for wedding, and it's really cute, no? Nakakakilig na to remember that again. So our guests tonight are not a married couple, but mag-engage.
Yeah.
Yes, mag-engage na couple. And they're getting married this year. How exciting naman, no?
Yes.
So we have tonight, on the male side,
it's Lennon Ramirez.
And for the ladies, it's for Cathy Zamora. Please welcome them. Hi, guys!
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. So let's get the show on the road. Paano ba kayo naging engaged?
Engaged.
Kayo. Mag-office mates, magka-choir, ano ba kayo?
Anong lang muna, like, simulan natin, like, how did you meet?
Yeah.
Paano kayo
actually,
nagkakilala?
it's a funny thing because we were batchmates in college. No, we studied in University of Asia and the Pacific. No, we entered 2014, graduated 2018, and in that time span, we never met each other. We met each other.
Classmates.
We classmates. Yeah, we only met after we graduated because I was taking my master's and she would visit here from time to time. And September 14. Am I right?
Yeah. We remember the September 14 because I would attend mass, and Lennon will also attend mass at noon, and I saw that the crucifix, the black one, I don't really know what it's called, was decorated. So it was the Feast of the Exaltation of the Holy Cross. And that's when, after mass, I went outside, saw my friends. Actually, they were also the friends of Lennon. And that day, they had a volunteering kind of thing going on in school as the venue. And then we were walking down the stairs with our friends. And then all of a sudden, he goes, "Do you have someone to eat lunch with?" Oh man, that day,
extension pa rin ng Valentine's Day. Okay, very good. Continue.
On Saturdays, usually I have someone to eat lunch with. Like, I'd plan who I'd eat lunch with. Oh my gosh, I had no one to eat lunch with. So I said, no, I don't. Continue.
And then it's more of kapal na lang ng mukha from that moment. I was like, perfect. You want to have lunch? Because, my friends and I, we're going to have lunch, and then we need women to help out because the volunteer thing that we do is we mentor young leaders around the zone. And so Cathy was very kind enough to join us for lunch, and after that's actually the main part of how we met. No, and then it was a
Bakit mo naman siya
conversation.
niyaya?
Sorry.
What got into you? Bakit mo siya niyaya?
Yeah, well, I was.
Aminin.
She was.
Ang lakas ng loob mo ah.
Yeah, kapal na lang talaga ng mukha because she was there and for some reason something kicked me. Maybe it's the Holy Spirit, I don't know, telling me to ask the girl out. I was like, fine, and then it worked. It worked, no? So sometimes you have to just listen to the kick, no? Pero the funny thing is that relationship grew, no, as we went along in this program, no. So there would be moments wherein we would have to go to a different place to mentor kids. Yeah.
Yeah, because after we had lunch, in passing, Lennon brought up the possibility of me volunteering as well. And since I love mentoring too, like I also had like my own experiences about mentoring here and there, I said yes. Anyway, it's only once a month.
Yeah.
So there, that's how
she
it
said
went.
yes to that proposal.
Yung pala si Lennon yung ime-mentor ka.
Di naman.
Pa-mentoring pala to. Hindi, joke lang. Ang galing. Kakakilig. Grabe. Tapos,
Alright. Okay, and then let's move forward. Gaano katagal kayong
Courtship.
courtship nyo?
Well, we met 2019, September 14. I would count our first lunch, our first date. So, yeah, and then
COVID. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
it was pre-COVID. It was pre-COVID. Yeah, but the thing is, come 2020, no, start of January, I would invite Cathy for lunch. This time kaming dalawa lang, no? Parang there was a moment there na we were mentoring again, and then she comes to me wearing this beautiful blouse, this beautiful dress, and then I was like, wow, I was really stunned, no? And then from that, and then the lunches kept on coming, and then it was my birthday next, and then biglang nag-pandemic because my birthday is March, and then biglang nagka-pandemic, so. But we kept the relationship going. But then to answer the question, it was a total of October. It was like 11 months. I confessed to her around Feb 8, 2020,
2020.
before the pandemic, and I didn't want an answer yet. It was more of a simple move. Na I want you to think about it. Don't answer yet. Based on looks or something. I want you to think about it. Think about it deeply. So, yeah, and then it took about 5 months or 6 months, or I don't know. That's when she finally said that she liked me back. And that was November 6, 2020. And then from November 6 until last year, we were in a relationship.
And then, the engaged part.
Yeah, actually, the fun part there was we were having multiple fights. Not really fights, no? We don't fight as in...
Huwag kang mag-fast forward. What prodded you? Like when you're telling me us now, and the audience, when you were like during courtship, it was also during like lockdowns.
Yeah, that's right.
During
That's
like 2020, like November, those were the like lockdown period. Yeah, so like how did that go, and then what prodded you to like propose?
Holy Spirit ba din ito?
Yeah, let's answer the first part muna, no? Like how was it during the pandemic? Yeah, go.
It was, looking back, it was really tough. I'm pretty sure there are also other couples there who had to go through the distance.
Yes.
So in a way, all of us were LDR. And besides, Lennon for a good period of the time was based in Zambales. Because he's from Zambales, I'm Manila. So we really have to be seeing each other just like this through the computer, online. And I can recall we were calling and even video calling for like long hours.
Yeah, and
thinking of several kinds of activities that we could do online just to get to know each other and to spend time with each other. And
actually, More than that, no, we were also looking for, I mean, we played to our strengths. Like, for example, I'm an extrovert. I talk more and I would play instruments as well. Yeah, I would play instruments as well. And so I would play the guitar and send the recording
Yeah.
to Cathy. Cathy would do her version as well. She would read books to me. It's like an audiobook but Cathy version. So syempre, me, I don't really like reading. It got me wanting to read. And then Cathy, who's not really in touch on the music side, got her wanting to to listen to music. So it goes both ways then. And we would write letters, digital letters, of course, no, throughout the pandemic. And I think these were the ones that really started as the foundation, no, of our relationship, especially during the pandemic, na LDR, and we don't really see each other, and this relationship is forming there. No?
Yeah. So simbahan ba naman kayo magkita? So
Actually,
Yeah.
it's like a very solid foundation.
Parang talaga ng spirit. Okay na? Proposal na?
Okay.
Sorry?
Yeah, yung proposal story naman.
The proposal
Paano ka
story.
nag-propose?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
thing. Okay, so December 2020, Cathy and I were in a rough. 2021, we were in a rough patch. We don't really fight like verbally or whateverly you can think of. When we fight, it's more of quiet lang kami. Until, bumigay na yung isa. And that's something that we needed to work on. And it was a pretty tough patch right there. The thing is, after that huge fight, we got into thinking about settling. Both of us, we were thinking about settling. Na parang, okay, when do we want to get married again? Ganyan, ganyan. We were really thinking like in the future. And more long term. And I was thinking, shucks, okay, the question is there already, so we have to prepare for this. No, even before we got engaged, we were already preparing for it. We both know we were going there. We both know we were going there. And so how did we prepare? No, me personally, I had to ask some of my married friends, some young couples as well, on deep questions, no, like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? No, you as a couple, do you plan to get married na ba? Ganyan. Some of them can't answer. So the next thing that we would do is we would go to books. I asked.
You mean together? You asked together other people?
No, like individually.
Individually.
No?
Okay,
But then
okay,
the
okay.
books we would ask our friends, like, well, of course, married couple, no? So, for example, Manjo Mendoza, no, I would ask him for books on married life, no? It's not just about the wedding. That's the thing, because people think about the wedding. No, it's actually the day after the wedding that's important, and what happens during that.
That's
no?
very wise.
Yeah. Along with that, tough questions, no? Like, for example, raising a family, how many kids? Things like that, no? Hi, Manjo, he's watching now. Yeah. Hi, Manjo, long time.
Yeah, we'd ask each other really tough questions. We'd force it.
Yeah.
Okay, sample.
Tapos para yung mga magiging engaged.
Yeah. And then for those who are watching, and then for those who are like still very much in love,
But not yet or still on the fence.
yeah, na parang
Okay.
nag-iipon ng karamihan, alam mo ang karamihang reason ng iba. Wag mo tayong pakasal dahil wala pa tayong pera, wala pa tayong ipon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
So
the thing.
give us a sample of your tough question.
That's a very, very good question, and I really like that question because, I don't know, pero as a man, no, it's very innate in us to be the provider, no, and the protector, no. So of course the question is, may pera ba ako to begin with? And then I was thinking, maybe I have to be financially stable first to do this, to do that, etc. And then, as you think about it, I asked myself, what is my definition of financial stability? What do I mean by success? Because if I do reach a certain limit, let's say for example, lang 100 pesos, if I achieve 100 pesos, I'm gonna want more. I'm gonna want more until, what's my definition again? Wala na, no? So I told myself na, okay, these are things that I can do for myself. What if we do these things together? No, I mean, I'm pretty sure my parents, for example, would have instances where walang-wala na, but yet they were still together and they would push hard, no? And these were
Together.
really practical things that kept me thinking about the practical side of it. No, another question could be,
So would you say that it's also a huge factor like on your background of individually, like the background you saw it in your parents, as you just said earlier, na nakita mo sa parents mo an example of how to like tough it out, and like is it a huge factor also in coming into a relationship na meron kang like mentors or people around you whom you see that can guide you well?
Actually, it was a well, I don't know if it's a fortunate or unfortunate thing, no, but we experienced Ondoy, for example, that forced us to leave the house and to look for a new settlement place, no. So my parents, they came from Russia, no, so they studied their masters there for 3 years. So whenever they would speak and it's a tough topic, they would speak in Russian so that we won't understand them, no. So that's one of the strategies they would do. Yeah, but then for me, I know it's more of the action of my parents. I would see how resourceful my mom is. I would see the grit that my dad puts into his work in order to be able to provide us with whatever we can. You know. What you?
Similarly, my parents are my role models, and I love both my parents very much with my whole family. Like a lot. Wait. Actually, when I was thinking about some time ago, once upon a time, if I would continue dating Lennon, I was actually out to look for some of those qualities that I saw in my parents. Being hardworking, being responsible, being courteous and respectful, all those things. I couldn't miss that out. So I saw those in my parents, aside from the fact that, I see them being so hardworking and self-sacrificing and generous.
Wow.
So as we went along our relationship, I observed more and more the way that this guy would behave and his habits and all that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And ano ba siya?
Of course,
Tugma ba
of
siya?
course, there are also I mean, everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and
Yes.
it's inevitable you'll see them.
You must focus on the strengths.
But then those are the things we talk about as well. Yeah, that's why we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Actually, the thing about me and Cathy is, even though Cathy is the quiet one, she's the listener. There would be times wherein... Sorry? I think there's done.
Can I ask how old you are? Because you're very mature.
Very wise. I mean,
Children.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised with the answer.
Oh, you first.
I am turning 25. Cathy is
And
turning
26.
26.
ganyan din kami, Cathy. Don't worry. I'm older by 6 months.
I just want to stress that point, especially for the people around or yung nakikinig sa atin na mag-asawa. Because usually pag like mag-asawa ngayon na nanonood, they would see engaged couples na papasok pa lang kayo, kami pabalik na. Ang dami nyo pang kakaining bigas. But I want to stress the point of the example that these mature couples or mature parents that they give to their children. Yeah. Dahil nakikita mo like on what you were saying earlier kayong dalawa na you saw it in your parents and you made it as an example, even a barometer for like a yardstick for Lennon, like when you talk about dapat mayroon din ganito si Lennon, no? Medyo yung nakikita ko yung tatay and nanay ko, sweet sila sa isa't isa. Nakikita mo sila nagkikiss Kasi na ganun din klaseng lalaki ang mahanap ko. So, that's a very like that's why Denise said na sobrang wise nyo naman. Na nakita nyo yung importance of this married couples around us, the importance of their roles in showing this love between spouses to their children. Hindi nyo dapat itago yung pagmamahal nyo sa isa't isa. Galing, no?
Ang galing nga I'm overwhelmed by these two. So yung mga, I'm taking notes actually yung mga sinasabi nyo. So, una, sinabi nyo kanina, listen to the promptings of the Holy Spirit. And really, I mean, as a Christian, talaga namang we all have to listen that, most especially when you are looking for that decision for your betrothed, the one you will be with forever. Tapos you shared about how you shared each other's passion. So you like music. So you share mo kay Cathy, and then vice versa, Cathy shared her love for reading, and that's how you got to know each other, even if LDR, di ba? That's so it became a good union. Tapos yung isa, yung sinabi mo, na it's not just about the wedding. Preparing as engaged people, no? It's really not about the wedding. Is like just like that. It's just a single day, right?
Exactly.
And then there's forever, no? So that forever, we can see from what you're sharing is yung the beauty of yung marriage na ni Lennon, ng parents ni Lennon, and the beauty of the marriage of parents of Cathy, and how that has overflowed into your own relationship. That's so beautiful. Pero honey, what about those who don't have that? Paano naman yung mga iba na halimbawa came from broken marriages? Anong dapat gawin nila kung gusto nila yung what you have also?
Anong
Well, I think-
mapapaya mo sa ibang lalaki?
Actually, let me think about it. I don't think you have a reason not to love at the end of the day, no? So whether you have a role model or not, yeah, I mean, whether you have a role model or not, I think the standard there is pretty good. Not to just will the good of the other, the people around you, your partner, of course, first and foremost, no. And sometimes you just don't need to copy or to have an idol for that. Sometimes it's really innate in us as human beings. Sorry, I'm getting philosophical here, but yeah, it's very innate
Go
in us
ahead.
to be
Most
good
welcome.
and to love, no? Yeah. So, ganun siya, no? So, and there are instances na talaga na the best people to look up to are people who come from these scenarios, no, unfortunate scenarios, that are able to bounce back, kumbaga, no, very beautiful stories. I've heard of a lot of beautiful stories like that.
Yeah.
Ang galing. Can we repeat that? Okay, so can we repeat that? So una, ang ganda ng marriage ng parents ni Cathy, ang ganda ng marriage ng parents ni Lennon, and the beauty of those two marriages overflowed into their own union, coming union as well. Pero hindi kailangan po na maayos ang pamilya para maging maayos din ang susunod mong pamilya. Nasa inyo po yon kung paano nyo ibuhos ang pagmamahal or willing the good of the other para sa sarili nyong pagsasama. Ang lalim nitong 25-year-old na ito. Hindi 25 bata ito.
Okay.
Ang galing naman.
Tawagin kitang kuya. 45.
Nako. Discover.
Ang galing.
Yeah.
Wala akong masabi.
Okay, what else? What else do you want to ask? Lennon? Yeah. Yes, Cathy.
No, I was gonna add to what he was saying. Yeah, there are so many people who are very admirable from bouncing back from their situations. I just would like to stress that I'm really admiring these people because it takes a lot of effort.
That's right.
In reality, there's so many things that you do not have control of. You don't have control of the family that you're born in, and you don't have control of
Correct.
no one has control of the future. So that's why a big factor here, and what I wanted to just inject also in our story is the role of our faith. And I think that's why I think that's where the strength can really come from and can be rooted in our Lord, who is our Father. I think that all of us have come from that family. So anyway, I just wanted to add that because me and Lennon, ever since, even before we were dating, we would pray with each other. Like, there was this one time, after our org, he just went up to me, kapal ng mukha, he said, do you wanna pray the rosary? Have you done your rosary? And then I was like, oh shoot, I didn't do my rosary. Okay, let's pray. So we
Yeah.
went
Yan, kapal
to
ng
the
mukha.
chapel. Yeah.
So, Cathy, is the faith really an important part ng pagsasama ninyong dalawa? I mean, is that something
in your relationship?
in your relationship? So, how does that forge you together? Is it because magkasama lang kayo magdasal, or paano mo nasabing yung faith is important sa inyong dalawa?
The way I see it, faith helps us to process the things that are happening in our relationship.
It's true.
And we try to, even when we're not in the best terms, we go back to what we call faith or essential questions about love, about sacrifice, about charity. These things that we learn from even the homilies that we listen to on Sundays. We just kind of like repeat it to each other. And then I think that's how basically we get to at the very least, recall and refresh. Why are we in this together? why are we in this? We go back to the why. It helps us answer the question why. So our faith and in our own prayer lives, we are able to get to the whys and then discover the hows.
Actually, I have become a better person because of Cathy. I admire her piety, for example, and how she falls in love with Saint Joseph and the Holy Family, things like that. And for some reason, it rubs off on you, whether you like it or not. No, later on, you find yourself talking to Saint Joseph or something like that. Na, you gotta help me. You gotta help me out here. No, you gotta help me have the patience or be a hard worker like you, something like that. No, and is that something that the Holy Family would do? Something like that. So it has become a role model as well, no, in our relationship. In fact, prayer has been one of the pillars in our relationship. Being engaged, for example, before we got engaged, we would pray a novena that never ends, a daily novena to Saint Rita to help us, get to that stage. No? So yeah, faith is.
Like sort of like a wrapping up question is how do you manage like within your relationship? How do you make it like more communal? Like what I mean is when you are together, you might be like so engrossed in like, okay, preparing for your wedding or preparing for our future. Even the day after the wedding, what we did was we were just counting the gifts. But even beyond, what I'm saying is not to isolate yourself, and then when you are preparing for something big in the future, parang hindi maging us against the world, like especially if like you are kayong dalawa lang if you are a type of couple that kayong dalawa lang sa struggle that to make it really work as your relationship. Yeah.
Actually, the thing is, it's a very complicated question, but I like the question. By the way, yeah, because well, okay, let me go back to my answer earlier. Na you don't really think about the wedding lang because the wedding doesn't even make up 1% of your lifetime. No, so it's just one day. No, so it's the day after that matters here, and there are a lot of struggles and a lot of pain. No, in fact, one of the people that I listened to, the question asked was, "How do you have a very happy married life?" No, and some people would find that question to be good, but the speaker thought it was it was poorly phrased. No, because you won't be happy in your marriage. You won't be happy in your marriage. There will be a lot of moments wherein all hell will break loose. I mean, what I'm trying to say here is that push comes to shove, no? Everything else, there will be moments wherein you are going to despise one another, you're angry, you're going to bed angry at each other, something like that. And I'm pretty sure this is something that people don't think about as often as they should, no? Because, well, people think about the thrill that comes with the marriage and then the married life after. No, but no, it's actually a dark tunnel, and then you have to go to that light together. together. I'm sorry, I'm not being pessimistic here. I'm just saying that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy, but at the same time, it is you, as the couple that you will make it work. And that's what I'm trying to say here. It's not really, what do you call this? It's not really just being happy in a marriage, because of course feelings won't dictate your state in life. It's more of, it's us together. We're both working for the marriage.
Yeah, and besides, we have our family and friends supporting us along the way. For example, we're going to meet some friends tomorrow. And we're really excited about it. As a matter of fact, we continuously try to network and connect with old friends.
Not for the sake of just networking, though. It's
For the sake of that, but I personally want to know his friends, and he wants to know my friends and family. So we have been scheduling ever since restrictions have lessened. We made it a point to really try to find time, on weekends at the very least, to have lunch or hang out with some of his closest friends, some of my closest friends. And we're still doing it because there's so many. And so we tell them also about, we catch up, we tell them about their story, and then there was a time when Lennon would go to my house and always have dinner there and see my family and my grandparents and my relatives. And same with him. I'd go to Zambales, I'd meet his family, and so we're involving people as much as we can.
It's not just a relationship wherein it's just us. In the end of it all, you are entering a family, and not just a family, but a circle of people related to the other person. So that's friends.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you like it or not, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. That's a good wrap up. If there was one really. So ang gusto ko dito sa dalawang to is yung they return to the why. It's not just about coming together and getting married. It's not just about the wedding. It's not just, in fact, about themselves. Kasi their love for God, their love for the faith is so strong individually. Now, when they come together, it's even stronger.
Yeah.
No? So, and then they share that it's not just like me against the world. Basta tayo magkasama, bahala na lahat. Hindi ganon. It's everybody together. You are a part of me, I'm a part of you. There's a sharing of everybody in the community. Just becomes larger and more beautiful. And I'm so excited for your wedding. Invited kami!
Well, of course, we can talk about it.
Kahit hindi kami invited, sisipot kami. Okay, that's all we have for tonight. It's so full, and then it's a convergence of families.
Yes. I firmly believe that your marriage, as much as you said na it will be difficult, yes, definitely it's difficult, but definitely
still is.
Definitely it's the best. Really, to have someone to go through with in everything, good and the bad. Ang saya guys.
Yeah.
So we're so happy for you. We're so excited for your journey. May God bless you. Really, we can see the glimpse already of what your future is. Not that manghuhula kami, but your foundation is really so well and so wise that we can see that you are, as the title of the show is, will build great families. We're excited to meet your future children. Oh, diba?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much, Lennon.
Thank you, Lennon and Cathy.
That was really a wonderful discussion tonight. We'll see you, everybody, in March for our next episode. This is Denise Price.
And this is Paul
of Family Watch Live. Bye!
Bye.
Let's build great families.
So many beautiful things come from being a husband and wife, father and mother.
Join us and let's journey together.